Hello and welcome. You're watching Head to Head on UATV and I'm Oles Gerjuk. Ukrainian movie industry has been rapidly developing over the past few years. In order to make it even more productive, Ukraine is working on joining Eurimage, the European Cinema Supporting Fund. So how close is the country and what are the benefits of becoming a member of Eurimage? To discuss these issues, we are joined in the studio today by Pylyp Illenko, head of the Ukrainian State Film Agency. Hello and thank you for being with us today, Mr. Illenko. So first of all, let's talk about Eurimage. Please explain our audience what is that?
Well, this is a European fund which is active under the auspices of Council of Europe, and basically what it does, it co-finances films which are produced by in co-production between several members of this organization. So if the film is co-produced by at least 3 members of Eurimage, it can apply to gain some funding and significant funding from this fund. And Ukraine is not yet a member of this fund, but...
You mean Ukraine or Ukrainian Film Agency, State Film Agency?
It's the Ukraine, the state...
The country itself.
The country itself has to join it in order that our industry could benefit from the from the funding from Eurimage. And
to develop cooperation with other countries, you mean?
Yes, it will significantly, let's say, promote our film industry and make us more effective and reliable partner for co-productions with not only European countries, because lately Canada has joined the Eurimage also, and there are some Latin American countries which plan to join this fund in nearest future. So we've been talking about joining this fund for, let's say, the first talks, which I recalled, were in the 2002. So it's quite a long wait for the industry. But now we are approaching this goal very fastly, and on Friday, March 16th, we had taken part, Ukrainian delegation took part in the management board meeting of Eurimage, when the gain was to discuss Ukrainian national report, which was submitted by us to the fund in the end of last year. And we had a very positive and constructive discussion, and most of the representatives of different countries had positively reviewed the prospect of Ukraine joining this fund.
But does Ukraine have some tasks or maybe requirements from Eurimage to join the fund?
Basically, this was one of the questions we asked from our side, and from point of view of legal reform and joining other organizations, we completely are ready to join, according to what we heard. And of course, there would be a question of paying the membership fee, which every country pays, and the size of this fee depends on the state of economy of each country and the level of development of film industry, including all the aspects of it, film production, distribution, theatrical distribution, copyrights protection, and etc. And now we have an official information that we will receive quite a good conditions regarding the amount of payment we will have to...
of this fee?
Yes, this fee will not be high for us. And basically most European countries already joined this fund. So
Could you compare the fees of European countries and the fee which is recommended for Ukraine?
Let's say I cannot speak about it now officially right now. And tell the numbers, but I can say that our fee, at least for the first year, will be quite in comparison with the fee which is paid by much smaller countries with less size, less population, smaller economy, and smaller film industry.
Speaking of international cooperation, now it seems like a modern trend in Ukrainian cinema, and the last year of 2017 has shown really good results in it, because most of the nominees for different international awards in cinematography were produced due to the cooperation with other European countries. For example, the movie The Line was produced in cooperation by Ukraine and Slovakia, Easy, Ukraine and Italy, School Number 3, Ukraine and Germany, and Frost by the filmmakers from Ukraine and Lithuania. So this Yevrimash, what would it change if we join?
Well, if we speak about, for example, Project Frost, which was co-produced not only by Ukraine and Lithuania, but also by Poland and France, basically, if Ukraine was a member of Yevrimash, it would be much easier for this project to apply and to get money from Yevrimash. And actually, our filmmakers will have more chances to get into co-production projects, knowing that their accession to the project will raise the possibility of the project to getting financing from this fund. Because in order to get money from that fund, the project has to be co-produced at least by 3 countries which are members.
But is this more financial aid, or is this some kind of subsidies or some kind of soft loan?
This is direct financial subsidy, which is provided for the project, and it also opens other possibilities. For example, it's easier for the film to get to the festivals. It's unofficial, but usually the people who select for prestigious festivals, they give like they are more likely to support a project which was supported also by Yevrimash, and also it gives a green light to the films to be shown in so-called branch of film theaters, which is called Europe Cinemas, and it gets extra. These theaters get extra finance, also subsidies for showing European films.
So it helps also in distributing the films. Which is very important, because as far as I remember, in our last interview, you mentioned that Ukrainian cinema market is very small, and movies cannot be profitable because we have only 500 screens or so. Right?
Yes, but since our last talk, situation has got a little bit better, and we have now the very good case of the animation film Stolen Princess, which set a new box office record for the first weekend on local market for national films, and it's quite high. It's over 21 million hryvnias, and I can say that it's not only a record for national product on local market, it's also a record for animation films on the local market. So it got more than Coco, more than many other animation films produced by Disney, Pixar, and etc.
Is it planned to be screened somewhere abroad, maybe?
Yes, there is a serious distribution worldwide, and I think this week this film will start in Romania. Then there would be other European countries which will follow. And we also hope that it will be screened in China, in Latin America, and in North America also.
Well, this is very surprising and exciting.
But I think we will have a chance to speak about it a little bit later. I think that in autumn we will be ready to discuss this case more deeply into detail.
Coming back to Yevrimash, as far as I know, annually there are approximately 200 applicants for the total budget of 25 million euros, and only 50% of the applications are being submitted for this support. So how do you think, how competitive is Ukraine in such a high competition?
We have already cases when Ukrainian film directors, projects of Ukrainian film directors, but produced not not only by Ukrainian side, has received support of Eurimash. For example, Sergei Loznitsa's two films were granted support by Eurimash. So we have already experience of working with Eurimash, not even being members, because the project had enough co-producers from Eurimash countries.
So to conclude, Eurimash will help to promote Ukrainian movies, it will help to cooperate with other countries, and it will be easier to finance movies and to screen movies abroad, basically.
Yes, and it will be also easier for Ukrainian producers to be part of European co-production projects.
This is great. Well, we see that movie production is very globalized nowadays, and are there any other international programs, maybe organizations or initiatives that Ukraine should apply and participate?
Yes, of course, Eurimash is not the only fund and not the only possibility. It's not alternatives, but it's there are also other possibilities. For example, it's very important for Ukraine to join, fully join the Creative Europe media program, which is under the European Union, and it's also a great possibility to finance also film production. Now we are associated member of this of the Creative Europe media program, and we can apply only for training programs and events, but joining it fully will also give the possibility for Ukrainian producers to apply directly for support of also co-production, European co-production projects.
Mm-hmm. Is this also about financial assistance, or this is more about, I don't know, film studies, etc.?
This is also, and which is very important, that this is about financial, direct financial support also. So basically we have to join both Eurimash and Creative Europe media program, but I think that that the media program will take a little bit more time, because in that case we need to implement some European Union directives into our local legislation.
When would you expect Ukraine to join Eurimash?
Well, now after we had a discussion with the board of management of Eurimash, now we have to wait for the decision of this board of management, and also for the decision of the structures, relevant structures of the Council of Europe. And I think now it's up to our diplomats to be in touch with them, and as soon as we hear the news. But we expect now that Ukraine should receive the official invitation to join, and then we will move forward, and also we need to take all necessary steps inside our country as official procedure of joining.
But are we talking about a few months or a few years?
I think that actually it could take till the end of this year.
Till the end of this year. Okay.
Realistically speaking, not optimistically.
Okay, but still, these are very positive news, and thank you so much for this interesting conversation.
Thank you.
That was Pylyp Illenko, head of the Ukrainian State Film Agency. Thank you for watching Head to Head. I'm Oles Gerjuk. Goodbye.